Last time, you all barely survived the Night Gaunts, mostly because you put the cleric up front after a few rounds, and he just tanked like a boss. So, after finally clearing out this dungeon of the Night Gaunt infestation, and I am going to swap back to the map. You've entered into this large room where a number of them had been at least on the outside of it, and you found this unusual large marker for Crom. Upon it was the normal, rarely used insignia because normally there's no insignia at all of Crom. But on this rarely used insignia, you found an unusual addition, which was that the extra peak on the mountain, which I assume you guys noticed the insignia on the previous screen.
Yeah.
That secondary peak, instead of having it be a peak, is actually a man sitting in some sort of throne, and looks to be of a slightly older age. So actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say in the intervening time between when you guys found it and now, Gareth kind of asks to at least have a moment with it while he decides what he wants to do. So I'm going to have you all step outside, but I also want you all to roll perception.
Perception.
Persuasion. I'm kidding. I know it's perception.
I will hurt you.
Turkey sandwiches.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, helps when I'm looking in the right spot. There we go. Wow, okay. So, I'm going to say that out of all of you, none of you really hear anything, although Theobald, funny enough, happens to be closest to the door. As you're kind of poking around, like looking at some of the gear you guys have just gotten over the last couple hours, Theobald actually raises his head and kind of starts to peek around the doorway. And he motions to you to all follow, but stay quiet.
Mm-hmm.
As you all peek in and look, you actually hear a second voice. And as Gareth has just been kind of standing there, he actually suddenly raised his head too and looked up. The icon on the Crom insignia is actually starting to talk to him.
Holy shit.
Essentially, long story short, this icon is a specially made magical icon by Crom himself. Crom used to be a human, but he was a very powerful wizard that helped the Atlanteans after the fall of Atlantis, and would later become known as the Cimmerians. That's pretty much what the Cimmerians are. They're all more or less, some of them maybe slightly more mixed bloodlines than others, but a majority of them are straight up Atlanteans, or what's left of them.
Right.
Crom, in his heyday, did a lot of stuff to help protect the early homeless Atlanteans. And after a number of close rescues and helping appoint leaders that would then eventually create the different clans, he finally decided to take his family and head to the south along with a few clan members that wanted to join him. And this pretty much was the last resting place of, at least for himself. A few of his people still left and scattered and continued to be nomadic, probably to the end of their days or until they thinned out into other places. Who knows? It's only been a couple thousand years. It's hard to track these things.
Right.
Basically, he's telling Geralt all this while also telling them that he can tell just by looking at him that he looks like some of Crom's grandsons before he left. So he can tell the bloodline is there. The long dark hair, the slightly tan skin. A lot of them were starting to get rather physically well built, if you will, due to their more rugged lifestyle outside of Atlantis. But essentially the magical image on this icon is aware of the fact that he's being worshipped as a god. He can say that due to the amount of belief in him from the Cimmerians, he technically can act as a god, but he doesn't have enough power with just the Cimmerians alone to, like, say, actually usually make himself visible. but he can occasionally step in and help sway things when he feels it's the right time to do so. There are rumors that Conan has had such things actually happen to him. To which he tells Geralt that maybe moving the icon would be a good idea, although outside of the temple he can't talk. So maybe someday he can bring some more Sumerians and show them what he has found out here, but for the time being it might be safer to move the icon away from here. Also, Geralt does question where Crom's last resting place, in which case the image just kind of looks down and goes, well, you're kind of standing on top of me. Don't feel anything, though.
Oh, wow.
Geralt is a little bit weirded out by that, but it just kind of takes it all in stride as best he can. This is a lot for the barbarian to take in all at once. But he does agree that he'll move the icon and that it probably isn't safe here, especially if creatures are going to keep moving in like they have.
Well, hopefully not more creatures like the Night Gaunts, unless some crazy wizard comes in and gets himself killed again.
You never know. Some wizards are just born to be stupid lunch meat.
While others are born to be beautiful, crazy necromancers.
Got at least part of that right. As far as most people are concerned. But long story short, he does have a small conversation with this thing. He does figure out where his religion comes from and that it's apparently more effective than even he thought. So he's at least thankful for that and does willfully, carefully bring the icon down and manages to fit it between himself and his backpack and straps his backpack back on. And so there's a big mountain icon on his back, almost like a shield, but it's not got any straps or anything for that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So with that's done, he considers this a safe place to leave for now and maybe come back another day. So by the time he's done this and starts coming back, he notices that a lot of you have been peeking and it's just like, how long have you been watching?
Long enough to know that you're going to need a room on my ship to keep that in.
And Valana just looks at him and goes, when haven't I been watching?
Immediately just points at you, you're weird. And it starts walking again. So that being done, what do you guys want to do? The place has pretty much been ransacked at this point.
I vote that we head back to the entrance and make camp for to rest before we head back to town.
Right.
Long rest, I assume, then?
Yeah, like a full rest, because none of us are in good shape to be traveling back to town at the moment.
All right. I will say, as you get back to the entrance, you suddenly realize how much time has passed, and it's like barely been 3 hours at best. It's like late morning. It's not even hit noon yet, but you are all just busted, bruised, and hurting, and it's just like,
Yeah.
doesn't matter. It's been a full day's work already. We'll take a nap.
Well, I'm sure we'll probably eat at first and then.
Yeah, it's probably
Rest.
close enough to lunch that you
Gareth.
all will probably eat too.
Geralt, you want some leftover spider leg?
We don't have any leftover spider leg.
Yeah, just kidding.
No thanks.
Want some bear meat?
He kind of blinks and thinks about it for a moment. Sure.
I give him some of the. Okay, that means I don't got any bear meat left, because between me and him, this will be the end of it, I think. I'm going to have to hunt if I need to eat on the way back.
Or borrow from people.
Just go, hey, Valena, what's that over there? Is that a skull? She looks like a steal one of her rack.
I can totally see that happening.
I'm waiting for the moment that Geralt tries something like that, and I know exactly what his dialogue is going to be, and it's going to be terrible.
because he'll have a good idea, but he won't have the
He doesn't have the intelligence, yeah, so it's
he
gonna
doesn't have
be
the words.
amazing.
He doesn't have the wordsmanship to say what he should say to succeed.
I'm gonna be extremely amused with the exact words he's gonna use, and I'm gonna be even more amused to see what the turnout actually is. Geralt doesn't need to update his food. Theobald does though. Where did I put all the food? There it is, 9 rations. I need to turn on the edit, I believe, in order to change it to an 8. So 8 rations, and I assume you're all going to take a couple hours shifts again.
Yeah.
I'm not I'm not as super worried about like keeping watch now as we were before because we know the night gaunts are all dead. But yeah, I guess.
I will add that I believe Critical Role had this recently come up, and they're like, "Oh wait, that's right. You can actually have people having watch, and it doesn't count against their resting because they're mostly half resting anyway for the 8 hours."
Yeah, because you're technically not actually up and doing something. You're just literally sitting there to make sure nothing sneaks
Yeah, you're
up
kicking
on
back
you.
and just keeping an eye on things. Yeah, just
Yeah.
making sure that you stay awake and keeping a watch on the group. So actually, you know, I'll have Gareth come down here, and he'll be the first one to roll for today, for the first 2 hours. Oh wow! After everything he's been through today, and he even still holding the new Crom insignia on his lap as he's just kind of thinking about everything that's going on today. You can still see him like being super fucking wary and just watching like a hawk. But so far, it doesn't seem like anything goes on, and first hour passes. Second hour passes, and it's finally time for the carrying off of the torch, if you will, to the next person who's gonna keep watch.
I'm guessing
So,
it'll probably be me.
yeah, I was about to say, who wants to take watch? You'll take watch then?
Yeah.
Alright. Give me, a perception. 15. Alright. First hour goes through. Don't see anything of particular interest. Second hour, still nothing. It seems like it's been pretty quiet, but it's still a good idea to at least keep an eye on things. And so your 2 hours come to an end. Gareth is resting. Now it's up to Theobald and Lena.
Lena is.
Hold on. I wake Valena up, but when I wake her up, I I take one of those skulls from the pile and like against the wall, and just like put it near her face and move it down. And go, hey, wake up!
Oh, blessings of the White Witch! You can talk.
That immediately gets the other two to suddenly sit up and like, what the fuck? And then they both raise an immediate eyebrow at what's going on between the two of you, as apparently you have gotten the necromancer to completely screech out crazy shit.
I just go, well, I just figured she wants some company while she's keeping watch.
Oh, it's you. I just put my head down and just take the skull and just sit it on the log, and just go. You've had hard days like this, and its jaw just kind of drops.
Had hard days like this, jaw just kind of drops. Yeah, I've had them too. All right, perception, please.
All right. Let's see. Lena's probably not going to do very good with this one. Perception. Yeah, I thought it was mine.
You watched for 2 hours. At one point, you see a tumbleweed. Just off in the distance, kind of bouncing across the open sand and nothing else.
I just watch a boring tumbling, and it's like it's dancing.
Oh, it's gone. Bye.
Come back, tumbleweed.
Did you know that the tumbleweed was trying to warn you?
Was the tumbleweed orange and wearing a green hat? I just made a reference nobody's gonna get.
I was gonna say, I'm not sure what this is trying to reference.
There's a cartoon called Wander Over Yonder.
Oh, I think I've heard of it.
The main character, he's like an orange furball kind of guy, and he has a green hat. And like apparently in a previous galaxy, they called him Tumbleweed.
Oh, okay. All right. After Velena's done, it's Theobald's turn for the last couple hours.
I walk over, wake up Theobald, and go. And I just smack him on the forehead. Wake up. It's your turn to.
Gah! Just immediately sits up, rubs his forehead, squints his eyes at you for a second. Don't need to be that rough about it. Gets up,
And
wanders
I
a little
just
closer to the
kind of.
entrance, sits down again.
Yeah, and I just kind of wander into the sack, or the sleep sack, or whatever, and just go. Like.
I love how because I irritated Velena, she took it out on Theobald.
Civilized people, my foot. He's kind of comments to himself and just watches. Oh my god. Oh wait. Why did it roll twice?
It wasn't impressed enough with your first roll, so roll again.
I'm not sure why it's rolled twice, but
Either way, both of those are extremely good rolls.
He catches a couple tumbleweeds and also sees a prairie dog at one point.
We're gonna eat that. Is what my character would have said if I had taken the skill alert.
So the 8 hours rest goes through, which I should go to the character sheets for these two and give them the full rest. Excuse me.
Wow, that thing that froze up for a second because it had so much shit it had to update for me hitting long rest. Because it had to reset my bardic inspiration and all my spell slots and my health.
Yep. All right. Oh, I never did check what spells he's supposed to get. Actually, really quick, I need to. I completely forgot about check on the cleric spells because we had so much going on all of a sudden that we remembered at the last minute. Bard, not too far away from here. What spells do they get? 4th level. Gets one more 2nd level spell. Life domain. Okay.
I just had a thought. So we all had our 8 hours for rest, right?
Mm-hmm.
Could it be possible that I could get Blaine to wake up first?
Sure, just a moment on that. 4, 4, and 3. No, wait, that's no 4 and 3. Okay. Actually, he also needs to learn a new cantrip. Has starting spells, but don't see. I don't see where a full list of what he can learn is at. I assume I just have to go and assume
I
things.
think, if I remember correctly, the way clerics work is they technically have access to everything.
Yeah, they have access to everything,
It's
but they
just
have a certain amount of spells they can prepare. Except for cantrips. Cantrips are limited.
so the number. What I usually do with clerics is I only add the spell to the character sheet if it's a spell I consider them having prepared, because you're usually going to probably keep the same spells prepared most of the time. But the
Also, I think I just figured out I messed up something too, because I think the 2 spells I have for 2nd level appear to be 3rd level, at least from other listing here.
shouldn't be, because it's supposed to, when you drop them into the character sheet, it's supposed to put them in the right level no matter what. It might be a spell that's available to wizards as well, and it's a different level for them. But let me look.
Says life domain spells, 3rd level, lesser restoration, spiritual weapon, but I have them at 2nd level for some reason. Oh no, unless those are what level he can learn them at, in which case he learned them the previous level.
Right.
Let's
like
see
his
here.
actual character class level, not the actual spell level.
You choose a number of cleric spells equal to your wisdom modifier plus your cleric level. So that means he can have his wisdom modifier is 3, right?
Clerical level plus what?
His cleric level plus his wisdom modifier. His wisdom modifier is 3, right?
Yes. So
that means
5,
he can have 7.
6,
He can have 7 spells
7.
total.
Yeah.
Between all levels, not including the cantrips, because cantrips you don't have to use preparation for.
That's a lot of cantrips. See, there's a cleric spell list says he has a limit to how much he can know in cantrips.
Yeah, there's a limit to cantrips.
Yeah.
But spell levels, spell slots are pretty
Mhm.
much anything you can prepare is your limit, but you can have access to all those spells, just not the...
Right. Clerics don't have to learn spells because they just draw the power from their god. But yeah,
that's a lot of spells to learn.
you can have 4 cantrips total, and you can have 7 spells prepared currently.
This is 7 spells prepared currently overall between the 2 levels.
Yes.
Okay. I'll look at that later. That sounds like a lot to learn. I'll
you technically don't need, like, unless you need them to have a spell to use specifically, you don't really need to worry about it right now. You can just worry about it later.
Yeah, he's already got Bless, he's already got Cure Wounds, he's got Lesser Restoration, and he's got Spiritual Weapon, so he's already got at least some basics in the 2 spells.
You know, if Aid is a 2nd level spell, I'd highly suggest that.
What's Aid?
It heals you, but if it heals you beyond your max HP, you get bonus hit points.
Bonus hit points, okay. Temporary hit points, gotcha. Anyways, yeah, I just happened to have that realization, and I'm been completely goofing in the spells list apparently, but okay. 8 hours pass. Outside, I've seen a few rare tumbleweeds and a couple of even rarer wild animals. Don't see anything happening. The place seems pretty quiet at this point, and you all pack up and start to head back outside.
Yeah.
After an 8-hour rest, I would say it's probably about mid-afternoon as you finally head out of the cave. You probably have just enough time, as long as you don't run into any interruptions, to get back to the town.
You know what I just realized? We were so worried about running out of healing spells, but I think some of us still have potions of healing in our inventory.
Yeah, but those are always last resort anyways. So you don't want to burn them as soon as possible.
Velena, wake up first. So before everyone.
Oh, that's right. You want Velena to wake up first out of the other 3. Yeah.
Yeah, before she wakes up, can she have some
a miscellaneous item like a piece of string?
Sure.
Okay, she's gonna tie a gold coin to a piece of string and put it on in front of Azina.
Okay.
And every time she wakes up and tries to grab for it, she's gonna pull on it.
Okay.
Okay, so you're gonna try and pull pulling the gold coin away trick on her. All right. So,
Sure.
Xena, as you wake up, give me a perception check.
Oh gosh.
All right, you see the gold coin. Now, how do I want to do this? Hmm. Oh boy. Okay, yeah, that's probably what it would be. Velena, give me a sleight of hand check.
I thought you would say that.
That's the closest thing to what you're trying to pull here. Xena, you start to walk towards the gold coin and you're about to reach down when you suddenly see it pulled away, and immediately as soon as you see it pulled away, you immediately look up in the direction it got pulled and look at Velena.
I roll for self.
You just stand up in T-pose. You are a wood sprite. At this point, Gareth is finally starting to wake up with all the commotion and just looks at what the hell is going on around here. Theobald isn't even bothering at this point. He just expects chaos.
I just kind of go, you know, if you're trying to pull like a major prank on me, probably would be a good idea to use something more valuable than a single coin.
The barbarian just grunts to himself. Obviously sleeping is done for now, and he starts pushing his stuff in his backpack again.
Lana's not gonna say a word. She's gonna walk and pack up her stuff and just walk in, not say a word.
Theobald comes back over, picks up his things as well, and gets ready to go. So I take it you're all ready to just go then?
Sure.
Alright. So, we're gonna cut over to here for a hot moment, and... Well, first of all, the first thing you need to do is, since you're gonna be heading back to town, you need to try and remember which direction is town again. So, let me see here. I'm gonna have the entire group roll for something because it's technically them trying to find their way again. I think it's probably gonna be survival.
I do not have any good rolls today.
Ooh. Well,
Wow.
at least the boys got it covered.
While the wizard and the pirate seem completely baffled as to which direction to go, immediately Theobald and Gareth look at each other, look towards town, nod, and start walking. Not even a word.
Azina kind of like walks up to Theobald and tries to wrap her arm around his, and you go, so why don't you tell me about this Mitra?
He blinks at suddenly getting his arm grabbed, kind of looks down at you, kind of just nonchalantly keeps walking. So you ask him about Mitra, and he's like, well, what do you want to be knowing?
Like, what's the appeal of following your god, and what are they all about?
Well, for which god you follow, it depends upon the person. Before Mitra, I used to follow Ymir. Ymir used to be a god of power and strength, a giant frost giant. Bigger than the ones we even know up in the north. Used to be able to smash anything 5 times taller than any tree in the pines. But one day, went to war with our kinsmen from the other side of the north. I'm trying to remember what they were called again. There's the Nordheim and or was the Nordheim the entire group of both of them? I forget.
I think Nordheim was both of them because it's Vanaheim and Asgard.
Okay, it's Vanheim and Asgard. So I'm an Asgardian. Asgardians keep to ourselves, and then there's the Valheim.
Vanaheim.
Vanheim.
I
Then there's
think they refer to them as Veneermen.
And then there's the Vanheim. We kinda share the north, but not on friendly terms. Always a fight between us for some reason or another. I was praying to Ymir one day. Ymir would not answer a single call. My people were dying all around me. Then I called to Mitra, seeking any kind of help, and I happened to know of the god. I shouted to the clouds themselves that if Mitra would answer my prayer and heal my kinsman, I would follow him instead. In a blinding flash of light, everyone around me was healed. I was given the blessing, and my kinsmen slowly started to rise and continue the battle again. That's why I follow. Saved my life and saved the life of several others around me in one day.
I go, what do the teachings of Mitra say about vengeance?
He kind of ponders on it for a moment. Mitra is not against vengeance, especially if it's highly justified. But Mitra does warn not to let it consume you, lest you become something less human yourself.
Interesting.
Mitra is very big on the justice thing. He kind of smiles a little bit about that. He is not one to swear off justice where it feels that it needs to be dealt. That's probably half the reason I end up down here, is because some of our people were having trouble this way, so I was summoned. I did not say no, as it is my god's will to seek out justice. And then I kind of end up trapped in the tavern for a couple of weeks. Made some nice gold along the way, but kind of in the middle of nowhere now.
Oh, so you probably don't have a very positive opinion of pirates.
Can't say I have a real opinion at all about pirates, to be honest. We don't suffer them in the north. We're way too inland for a lot of you. I can't say I haven't heard rumors of good pirates and ill, but they're a thing that happens in big bodies of water.
I say, well, I used to be part of a bigger pirate crew.
You don't say, and he kind of pats you on your fancy hat.
But my crew was slaughtered by another crew of pirates.
Ah, vengeance. He kind of nods. So basically, your family was slain by a group of assholes, and now you're seeking for some return.
Or if nothing else, to make the waters less friendly for the type of pirates that would do that kind of thing.
Aye. Mitra's not one for pointless slaying. It does sound like pointless slaying to me so far. But slaying for vengeance is another thing. He's not against your... Currently, at least the way you're laying it out, he's not against your mindset so far.
So the way I see it, there's a lot of pirates out there that rob and kill people just for money,
Aye.
Why not make the waters safer for people by robbing those pirates and getting rid of them?
Hmm. So you're still saying you wish to rob people, but you wish to rob them without slaughtering them?
At least bad people.
Unless, of course, yes. Unless, of course, they are other pirates. In which case, if they're slaughterers themselves, why not do away with them? Yes.
Yes.
The high seas as well as the land could use less murderers.
I just wanted to talk to you about this because you seem someone that'd be useful to have around for part of my crew.
Ah, yes. You're still planning to try and find a boat, aren't you?
Correct.
Hmm.
Or at least raise enough money to get one made.
Well, I'd say that after this haul, we've made at least a good portion of it. Sadly, not all of it, I would assume.
Right. Maybe we'll figure out something else to get more money as we get closer to the sea.
Indubitably. We'll figure out something along the way, probably. So, actually, as you guys are walking along, I want everyone to make perception checks again.
Alright.
I kind of wonder what Velena's been doing the whole time I'm chatting with Theobald.
I don't know why I can't think of anything else. Valena has been trying to have a conversation with Garoff.
You just got like 2 into my conversation to think of anything.
No, she sees you talking to Theobald, and she just see her trying to fake laugh with Garoff.
I don't know why that amuses me because I just picture Garoff looking at you and be like, "What are you laughing about?"
That's probably exactly the look he gives. Is like, what are you doing?
Oh,
It just kind of looks to the front of the group like, please take me away. Okay. Vayna doesn't see anything, neither does Garoff. First one to notice something is Xena, and you see it clear as day. As you're rounding some rocks going around these sand dunes, you just out of the corner of your eye just suddenly snap and look, and you see what seems to be a human in leather armor, like crouched in the shade, trying to hide behind a palm tree. It's a bit difficult, but it was far enough away that if you didn't happen to just catch it at the corner of your eye like you did, might not have noticed him. And he does not seem to have noticed you yet. He seems to still be scouting around.
Let me think.
If you don't say something right away, Theobald will possibly notice him in a little few moments too.
Yeah, I kind of motion for everyone to stop. I point him out to Valena and go, "Is there anything you can do to kind of keep him from moving so we can get to him and see what he's up to?"
Let me see.
Rather not have some scout drop an ambush on us.
I can make him go blind.
That would definitely distract him probably long enough for us to get to him.
All right, Linus Stephens. That would be a. Oh wait, the
30 feet. That's probably too far away.
No, this is much further than 30 feet.
No.
And never mind. I kind of.
Oh wait, I have prestidigitation.
What can you do with that though?
Let me look it up real quick. I think I can do a whole lot of things.
A whole lot of crazy shit.
Actually, how far can? It's probably more than 60 feet away too. I'm guessing.
Gosh, there's so many cantrips.
Actually, he would be just about 60 feet.
Is he holding like any kind of metal weapon?
Hard to say. He's just hiding in the shade right now. He's lurking close enough to the ground that you could just barely see him on the rock between the two, him and your group.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna try to sneak up on him. I motion Theobald to come with me and try to sneak up on him.
No, that's a little juvenile for you.
We don't got any good spells to try and do anything from this far away.
Well, I could distract him enough to make him know that I'd make him warn his friends. Or would it?
Should I roll it, Matt? Should I make a stealth roll, Matt?
Sure, go ahead. I'm pretty sure that should be good enough to not be seen. Here, I also need to look up the stats really quick here. I'm pretty sure I borrowed them strictly from here. Dang it all. I think if I can go here, I can go. I'm trying to figure out where it was again. Do I just click on tools maybe? Okay, yeah, there we go. I think that was it. Let me double check what his stats were again. Well, that was funky. Not sure what that's doing. Anyway. Nope. Nope. Here we go. Yes, I know exactly what these were now. Yep, they're thugs. I borrowed thug stats. Alright. So you rolled it was a 19. And his perception is 10. Yeah, you sail under him and any of his buddies. So are you trying to sneak closer to him?
Yeah.
So let me switch maps then. Whoop.
Oh god, it's the same freaking icon used for those cultists.
It's not the cultists, but it does seem to be some sort of localized brigand.
Okay, so I was trying to sneak behind him, but I don't know how well that would work from this.
Well, you are literally sneaking so well he's not going to see you. So I will say that the rock here and the rock here are blocking your path, and he's actually looking out this way.
Oh, so he's not looking the way we're actually coming from.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
he's expecting people to come from the city, not to it.
All right, so I kind of walk up to like a little bit behind him.
All right, actually, I'm gonna have to pull you back and stop you right about here.
Okay.
As
oh shit!
You find at least one more guy here. He's laying on the ground. He's basically just watching this guy for a signal, and he doesn't see you at all because he's not paying attention in your direction.
All right, so all right, that kind of changes what I was gonna do. Then I kind of just like walk up. Since I see him, I kind of like sneak up next to him, and then just I got my sword on. I just lean up against the rock, and I go, "So you guys found some nice shade here, huh?"
The guy immediately suddenly sits up and turns and looks right at you. And the same tongue that you heard from the cultists, but it's the local lingo that you don't understand. He starts shouting, and immediately the scout turns around like, "What the fuck?" And as he's shouting, you'll hear a couple more pockets of other guys shouting around you in different directions. But it doesn't sound like it's very many of them, like a good maybe 4 or 5 of them.
I just look at him and shake my head and go, "Why'd you have to do that?" He probably doesn't understand me, but
He might, but it's not like he's gonna let on. So with that being said, which one do I want? Let's go with this one.
here I was gonna try and use my charisma, but it didn't work because they don't understand what the fuck I'm saying. I'm assuming we should roll for initiative.
Yep, now would be the time to roll. Do they get bonus? Initiative is dex bonus, right?
Yeah.
No bonuses. No bonus. And sense. Shit.
So there's more. Oh, I see the other one now.
Actually, he should be more like over here.
I do see. So there's what, 4 of them total?
Yep. After the outcries, you go look around and you start to see them moving. Speaking of,
He didn't roll. Okay, there. Say he didn't roll for 2 of them. Oh, come on.
oof. Okay. The one furthest out is the one that actually got the time that matches you, so it's gonna take him a while to get into combat. Yeah, he can get to about here, and he's just gonna be panting in the middle of the road. Unless he goes full run, in which case he's just asking to get hurt. So he'd rather wait for you guys to come at him if you're gonna come at him.
Elena is gonna do the high school trick, following then or who's out there
Me.
right now? Just you? Have you been caught or?
No, people are panicking and getting ready to start fighting.
All right, so she's gonna. Never mind.
It's not your turn yet.
Not even your turn yet. You need to wait. Alright, Azina, your turn.
Actually, wait. He didn't roll for initiative.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Oi.
Sorry. All right. Oh. Where is my token?
Right over here.
Oh, I see it now.
If you couldn't find it, you could have just clicked the initiative button on your character sheet next to armor class.
Right.
Well,
Oof.
at least it's still not your turn.
Yeah.
Oof. All right. That's enough.
Elena,
So I'm guessing there's no reasoning with these guys since they're already in attack mode.
Yep, they're about ready to just bludgeon you for any riches you got.
Well then, I guess I'm going to, let's see. As the bonus action, I'm going to give a Bardic Inspiration to Garroth.
Okay, he can roll something later then, like a D4. I think it was.
Yeah. He can, any roll, he can add
Any roll, he can add a D4.
He can add
okay.
a D6 to
A
it. if he
D6.
wants.
Okay.
So, but then I'm going to, let's see. I'm just gonna swing my greatsword at this guy's right in front of me. Wow, that didn't go very well.
Woof. Yeah, take a swing at him, and he's like, yikes, and dodges under your swing. Double checking what his armor class is again. Actually, I should
Definitely
say,
not that bad.
yeah. Yeah, it's a smidge higher next time, maybe.
You said they're wearing leather, so it can't be that good.
Yeah, it's not particularly great, but they do have something on. So you swing at him and miss. Okay, yeah, he can reach you. So the next guy is gonna come up and try and stab at you. Let me see, what has he got? +4 to hit. Okay. What's your AC?
17.
Oh, he just rolled a 17. So he hits you.
Okay.
5 damage.
Good thing I took tough. 5 damage.
Yep. He almost got maximum damage on his weapon. Outside of critting. Alright. Theobald has seen that this is alright, turned tits up. What's he gonna do? Is he gonna help you directly, or is he gonna stop this guy? He can't reach this guy. He can reach that guy, though. Clink, clank, clink, clink. Boom! Yeah, it has some bonuses, so this a raw roll on this one. Okay, that hits. Smacks the guy for 6 damage. Actually,
were you supposed to use the versatile, or is he using his shield or no?
he is using the versatile. He is using two-handed, and I have already removed his shield from last combat.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm doing something really quick here. I realize there's some math that I'm not quite happy with. Wait. Then why is he... He just hit the guy for 6 damage, yes?
Yeah.
And... 6. There we go. Yeah, I don't know why his math wasn't working right. There we go. Everybody's where they should be. I just realized they're a little bit too meaty for what they are, too. Yeah. So, alright. After Theobald ran up and smacked him across the face, it's Giroff's turn. He also can't get the guy on the road, but he can come up on the other side to the guy you surprised. And he'll give him a smack on the back of the head. Also, he would like to rage. And... yeah. Excellent. That works. And let me see here. I believe he has... yes, Savage Attacker. Once per turn, you can roll damage die for a melee weapon. And you can re-roll the weapon's damage dice. And use that total. So essentially he gets to roll twice to see what damage he can do.
Was Theobald hurt during this combat?
That's what happened. You
oh,
actually
that's what
reduced yourself
happened. Yeah,
instead
I
of
must
the
have
guy.
gotten Theobald instead of the guy I was trying to alter.
Alright.
That's what happened. No wonder it felt weird. It's like, what the hell did I edit? I edited the wrong guy. So that's the first one connected. I'm just rolling for a second damage to see what you can do. Oop. Yeah. So just the first two account. First one missed anyways, sadly. Just a little shy of that armor class.
I guess 12.
Yep. You missed.
I figured from leather armor.
He missed it just a smidge. Shame because he could have done 14 damage. Alright. Geralf swings and misses. Okay, the guy caught between you and Geralf goes now. You pissed him off, so and you.
Oh, actually, wait, real quick. He could have used the bardic inspiration to turn that into.
Oh shit, that's right. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. So.
D6 to add to it. Well, no matter what, he's gonna succeed.
Yep. Smack, 14 damage. Now he suddenly changed his mind. Yeah, you see Geralt just crack the one over on this guy's head. You see him turning around, gushing blood out of the back of his head now. Holding with one hand, he quickly tries to take a swing at Geralt back. That hurt. Let's see here. He rolled a 12. Geralt's armor is probably way too damn high for that now. Oh yeah.
I think he's got the same as me.
He had a 17, yeah. So he tries to swing it back at Geralt, who just uses the same axe he just cracked the guy over the head with to block the blade he's trying to swing with, and just like,
Alright.
Velena.
Valena's gonna use magic missile on all three guys. First guy on the
The three that are closest to you mean?
is there more than three?
There's the one that's way
further
out
back.
there. That was the scout that we saw first that I was gonna sneak up on.
Oh, okay, yeah, the three closest to me then.
Alright.
Or you know what? Do I have a second level spell slot open?
Should have all your spell
should.
slots.
Then I will do magic missile as a second level.
So that's
Everyone
what,
gets a magic. No, it's 4 missiles.
Oh,
So everyone gets 1 missile. You get a missile. You get a missile. You get a missile. And you get a missile.
Boom, boom, boom. Alright, which one gets which?
Okay, first one goes to this guy right here.
Alright.
Then it goes to this guy. And this guy. And lastly, the guy up here gets the last one.
that's the
Alright.
order I was assuming it was gonna be in.
Yeah, I wasn't sure, but I wanted to make sure that you had a particular plan in mind. 3. -4. By the way, the second guy you hit suddenly looks like he's about to fall on his knees. He's taken so much damage between you and the barbarian. This guy yelps as a bolt of light suddenly hits him in the chest. Singes him only slightly, but it's enough to make him go, what the hell? And this guy in the far back is confused as shit as he gets hit by some random bolt of light as well.
Honestly, I'm just expecting the guy in the back to be like, you know what? Never mind. I'm running.
Not his turn yet. So actually, no, it is his turn yet. Actually, that's a good question. What is he thinking right now?
Valina, after she hits him with the bolt light, just smiles, goes and giggles, and goes, "Hee hee, you're all going to die."
His ambush got ambushed.
Actually, if you're going to do that, Velena, I would like you to roll for me.
Okay.
Might help him make up his mind. Roll intimidation. You just shot him with a bolt of light, and now you're threatening to kill him.
That didn't work very well.
Matter of fact, he's now annoyed instead, and he's going to start marching over this way. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And he's going to try and hit Garoth. That's the closest, actually. 25, 30. That's the closest he can get to you at the moment. And let's see here. Rolls for nothing. That's a 16. He was 1 under. Alright, goes back to Road Guy. Road Guy was hit by only you, and how far does he need to go to get to you?
He's like 1 space short, I think.
A couple spaces short, actually. But let me go check what their gear is. He does have a crossbow. So
he didn't even have to move to use that.
Well, I think they only have actually they have a reach of 100 feet, don't they? Yeah. He was going to come up immediately, but now that there's magic being shot around, he switches to a bolt and takes aim at Velena and tries to give her a shot of it. Let's see, that's a the reason why they don't want to do that first either is because it's only a +2 compared to a +4. So he has a little bit less to work with when it comes to trying to hit people.
Yeah. Well, you also figure he also realizes all of his buddies are currently engaged in melee. So.
Velena, what's your armor?
It's pretty low, but I think it's like 10 or something.
I thought 11. It was 11 because you got that bracers. Right. Was it? Yeah, bracers.
Yeah, they'll check.
Yeah, it's 11.
11, okay. With his bonuses, he just got 12. He barely hit you.
Alright.
So let me go check. What kind of damage does this thing do again?
Piercing.
1d8. And... yeah, piercing.
And crossbows are way stronger than they were in 2nd edition.
You take 7 damage.
Uh, 7 damage. So. Yep.
There you go. Alright, Azina. You're caught between 2 guys. One has a back to you as he's now fighting the barbarian who bludgeoned him real hard. And then there's the other guy who's now caught between you and the cleric.
Let's see here. What kind of weapons are these guys using?
I believe they have just basic maces, but at least a couple of them have crossbows. But they prefer not to use them because they're a little less efficient with them.
So these guys, that would count as a metal weapon.
Those would count as metal weapons, would they not?
Yes. I'm going to use, I'm going to give Garoth another bardic inspiration. And then I'm going to cast heat metal on this guy's mace.
Okay, now bardic inspiration and heat metal. You need to make a 12 constitution.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's really low damage I just rolled.
Yeah, I believe it was critically low. It's like you rolled a 1 and whatever bonuses that came with it.
Well, I think let's see. If he fails the saving throw, he drops the weapon.
He does fail.
They took 3 damage and he dropped this weapon.
Yeah, he only got an 11. So it was this guy here.
Yeah.
This one.
Yep.
All right. Okay, where's your stuff? There it is. Here's 3. He yelps, drops the mace, and holds his hand for a minute, just like, what the fuck? And looks at you because you're the one that raised a hand at him. These guys are not used to magic. They're used to cunning and a bunch of melee fighting. This is not their cup of tea. Speaking of which, it's his turn. And while you got the surprise on him, the cleric is now the one who actually hurt him the most. So he's going to try to hit the cleric and goes to swing. Actually, no, he can't go to swing. He goes to shoot. I'm trying to think that was a +2.
Can he even do that? Because doesn't he have to, like, switch weapons, basically?
I believe that's a bonus action to switch weapons nowadays. So bonus action, then regular action, shoots, and the arrow just goes ping off the cleric's chest.
Actually, you know, he'd also be at disadvantage because he'd be using a ranged weapon, and I mean, he missed anyhow, but he would have had to roll disadvantage because he's using a ranged weapon at melee range.
Actually, now that you mention, yeah, I think that is probably a real thing, isn't it? Either way, yeah, he royally fumbled anyway. It's not like he can roll better now. Yeah, he rolled worse.
Yeah, he just kind of like quickly grabbed his crossbow. Was like, fuck, I missed.
Oh fuck! Oh shit! Theobald, who's now it is his turn, gives a chuckle and reaches out to smack him again. You got to try harder than that, lad.
Oh jeez.
Smack.
11.
Oh yeah, this is a hell of a smack. As he shouts that, and he leans in with the longsword, the Atlantean longsword, just smack as you see the blade cut in like right below his chest and right above the rest of his ribs. And you just see the guy go ah for a few seconds before sliding backwards dead. Oh, I keep messing that up. I need to push this thing. There we go. I will delete him when his turn comes up. Alright, Geralt. Seems things are going their way. He proceeds to lean in on the guy that he already gave a nice good hatchet wound to. Time to bury the axe in somebody's skull.
Yeah, he don't even need to use the inspiration. He can save it.
Yeah, saving the inspiration just...
Boom! Is Zalzina a Valor Bard?
Yes.
You can use it for damage.
Yeah, but the guy's already badly injured. I don't think he needs to.
Oh.
Yeah, you just see the Hyborian chop this guy in two.
Because he already
blood
took
splatters against the stone as his
time.
upper torso just falls over. His lower torso kind of stumbles for a second before it also joins on the
You
ground.
guys are nothing compared to the night gaunts we dealt with last time.
These were guys were, by the way, supposed to bump into you on the way to meet the night gaunts, and you just happened to luck out and not bumping into them.
Oh, so we would have got practice before we got there.
Yep, now you're getting practice on the way back.
And ambushing the ambush.
Alright, he is deleted out of the time board. Oh, yep, there we go. Need to click that. Helena, your turn.
Alright. Let's see. I guess I'll do another magic missile.
Alright.
And I'll guess I'll do it at second level.
Okay.
And yeah, second level. And so 2 missiles for each. First 2 are for the top guys, and the second 2 are for the bottom guy.
Alright.
Ouch.
That's 8 damage. Oof. Oh,
Ooh.
8 and 8.
Double 8s!
Snake eyes! Launch another volley in the direction. The guy right behind Geralt yelps as he's starting to look really weary from all the damage he's already taken. The guy on the road doesn't look much better, but he does look just a smidge better. Like he's still gonna try and put up a fight. Speaking of which, the guy behind Geralt now is kind of looking very confused. He wants to keep fighting, but he's suddenly realizing 2 of his friends are down, and you guys aren't looking even worn from your fight at this point.
I'm the only one that got hit. Wait, no, Valena did, but he's probably not paying
Yeah.
attention to that. He's looking at the people, the three that are like right in front of him, that are like, "Yeah, what now, bitch?"
I rolled his intelligence. He's running like a fucking coward. But the barbarian does get a swing at him for trying to run away. And since he's raging, he gets bonus. And he
question
hits,
is, does he want-
and it's a 6 damage.
Does he want to inspire the damage?
Actually, that's great. He can inspire the damage. He could probably kill this fucker. Boom. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure this fucker's dead. Yep, 11 damage. He's gone. He starts running. Geralt immediately. You just see the guy's arm fly off as he screams and falls over and bleeds out in a matter of moments. These are a band of unprepared little unprofessionals.
We're also higher level than we were supposed to be to fight them originally, if we were supposed to fight them on the way there.
This guy is too dumb to survive. He immediately pulls out his... He's already got a reloaded crossbow and takes another shot at Valena. Your armor is 11?
Yeah.
Just hit. With the +2 he gets, he just hit 11. Any lower,
Much.
you go been missed. You take another 5 damage. Making sure that's gone through. All right, Xena, your turn.
I'm going to walk directly in his path between him and Valena. I'm going to point my sword at him and yell, "Surrender, you idiot!" Should I roll an intimidation check?
Sure. Oh my god. Alright. You pretty much see him load the crossbow, then look back at his friends, look back at you. You see him drop the crossbow and turn around like he's about ready to run.
I just let him go.
Problem is, the cleric is on a vengeance streak. And he can get there within time. Smashy, smashy. Shall not deny the cleric his XPs from assholes. Ooh, is that enough? No, it's just shy.
The thing is, there's 2 more people that get to go before he gets another turn.
Oh yeah, and speaking of which, the barbarian's up next.
And technically, they can argue he didn't listen to me.
He didn't listen soon enough, yeah.
Well, I mean, he didn't actually surrender. He tried to run. Oh God! He critical hit him.
I surrendered!
As he's turning around to run away, he first gets stabbed by the cleric right in the side. He yelps and is about to stumble forward, but then the barbarian catches up to him too. He loses an arm, he loses a leg on the other side, and then before he can even finish screaming, his head is bashed in. The barbarian is having none of this day. And as the lifeless husk just slumps to the ground, you just see him just go arms extended like, look at me now.
Well, the thing is like I like it also kind of makes sense that my intimidation did work on him, because I literally blocked him from the only target he'd actually successfully done anything against.
Let me see here. I'm trying to find. Okay, this one. So yeah, you basically massacred these guys. From what you can tell by looking over them now that they're no longer trying to either attack you or run from you, they seem to be basic brigands. Like maybe if they were in the city they might have been thieves, but out here they were looking for murder and money. They got the murder, they didn't get the money this time from you guys.
They have any money?
was just about
Well,
to
basically, well, I was about to say they got murdered. We got the money. It works out in the end, just not the way they expected it to. It was-
Oh wait, never mind. I'm rolling this wrong. Okay. I'm trying to use the dice roller for a made-up roll, and it's like, wait, it's not quite working. Neither of them is working. What the hell? Reset. Oh, okay, that's what happened. Now try this properly. There we go. I'm rolling a random chance for gold on these guys, and let's see here. Let's go with the middle amount, more or less, and say that you find about 60 gold.
That's
between the four of them.
That's not bad. That's almost as much as we got paid for killing the freaking skeletons.
Apparently they weren't doing bad at their job for at least jumping little merchants, but they weren't expecting a band of adventurers that were essentially cutthroat after barely surviving monstrosities from beyond. After monstrosities from beyond, a bunch of little thugs on a roadside just kind of looks meek.
Yeah.
You find about 60 gold. You collect their maces and their crossbows, and I'd say probably at least roughly about 40 bolts.
They got. Is there armor of any decent condition still, or?
Well, the one guy got royally fucked up by Geralt at the end, so that one's kind of out of the question. The other three, despite the damage you've done, are more or less in decent condition. So you got 3 sets of leather armor you can walk away with as well.
So let's say, so Geralt, you any good with a crossbow?
Kind of thinks about it for a moment. I'm not sure. Speaking of which, what does the crossbow use?
Bolts.
Well, I mean, like, stat-wise.
Dex.
It depends on whether it's a light crossbow or a heavy crossbow.
I think they said they're as heavies? Yeah,
You
these
mean?
are
Oh,
heavies.
you're talking about for to hit. I think it's dex. Yeah. Ranged weapons that aren't thrown are always dex.
Unless, of course, there's something special, I assume.
What?
Unless there's a special crossbow or bow, I assume.
Some different ones do different damage, obviously, but that's. Oh yeah, because there's hand crossbows, which is a much weaker weapon. It's kind of like a mini crossbow.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm aware of the hand crossbows. That's pretty much what Not uses in Critical Role. That's armor. I thought this had weapons, but I'm not seeing bows here for some reason. Maybe I'm just blind.
What are you looking for?
Range, there we go. Crossbow heavy, there we are. 1d10 piercing. Okay.
Okay, so you were saying they were rolling 1d8 though, so they're probably light crossbows are 1d8. There's heavy, light, and hand crossbows.
No, I think the one crossbow guy was 1d6. I think the maces were 1d6. Yeah, the maces were 1d6. Range crossbows, yeah, 1d10.
Okay, for some reason I thought you said it was a 1d8 when you rolled earlier.
No, I never rolled a d8. It was a 1d6 or a 1d10.
Oh yeah.
Now that I think of it, I might have accidentally rolled one of the crossbow shots with a d6, but it doesn't matter. This means that Velena's less wounded.
I point out, well, if you want to give it a try, you can always take one of the crossbows and the ammo, and we can sell the extra crossbows.
Gareth kind of thinks about it for a moment, then takes one of the crossbows, decides to load it really quick and give it a test shot. So it's 1d20 plus his dex,
Yeah.
and his dex modifier is a +2.
What's he shooting at though?
Just shoots at one of the bodies nearby. Oh yeah, he hits it. Just quickly kind of grabs it, loads it, aims at a guy. Ooh. Alright.
I love Gareth. Best barbarian ever.
So he'll take the other 40 some ammo and get that bolt back, and he'll take the
We got 3 crossbows. To
three
sell,
crossbows you can sell.
and 4 maces. One of which is no longer hot because I obviously didn't keep channeling the spell after the fight ended.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the other thing is potentially if I do end up wanting to hire like minions for the boat, it might be a good idea to keep some spare weapons instead
That's
of
a
selling it
possibility
all.
too, and store some stuff at the boat at the little canoe you have
Yeah, that thing's basically a storage shed.
at the moment. It's a waterbound storage shed.
Because it's too small for 4 people.
Too small for 4 people, and it's also too well guarded for people to mess around with. But it's also too small for them to want to really fuck with, because where are you gonna find out a fucking canoe? Who do you think really stores all their good valuables in a canoe?
Like
These 4
basically,
crazy people.
like basically, I'm figuring if we keep traveling towards the sea and use the river, we basically just be dragging the canoe from land in the water as we make our way down. Is basically what I'm figuring. If we don't get a bigger boat before then.
So
But
yeah,
that's getting ahead of ourselves.
yeah, that's a few steps ahead. So yeah, you pretty much eliminate these guys. Very little effort.
Actually, before we go, you know, you think any of these guys would have a bounty on them? I'm asking like Theobald or I'm just asking Theobald. He's the only person that would possibly have a good answer to that.
So yeah, you guys are still in Zamoria, and let me see what Theobald knows about the area. Because if he knows the place well enough by now, he has been visiting for a bit, so I'm going to give him a slight bonus on this. So... I don't know, what do you do for, like, understanding the local area?
Insight?
I guess it probably would be an insight. Wow. Yeah, going for an insight. He just kind of blinks, thinks about it, and just goes, well, normally I would think so, but this is Zamoria we're talking about. All the major capitals here are known as thieves' dens. You'll have wanted posters everywhere, and no one will pay attention. Most likely they'd forgotten that they were wanted by now.
I kind of go, well, probably for the best, because we wouldn't want to have to carry them anyhow.
No, I wouldn't much like to carry a body myself, all by myself. I would
I
have
cast
plenty
Cure
of bodies to carry.
I cast
Maybe
Cure
doing
Light
four
Wounds on Elena while I'm thinking about it. Okay, I clicked that. Why did it not? Has it got that fucking... Why? No, I don't want to do... I don't want to adjust the spell level.
Just do it. Okay, Valena, you get 10 hit points.
That's almost max.
Almost. So,
Seraph, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
10
I
hit
healed
points to
you
you,
for 10.
dude.
I healed you for 10 hit points.
Okay.
So,
You also,
you got...
you also might want to close the turn order thing.
Oh, that's right.
Hit the wrong number. Accidentally put 33. You guys can hear me, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
We weren't sure you were hearing us.
Yeah.
So you guys start walking again. It's starting to get about afternoonish, and that's when you start to see an unusual cloud formation. Like everything just kind of swoops over in a matter of moments, just dark clouds. And what's even stranger yet is after the dark clouds kind of go over, it doesn't go like pitch black. It's more like a deep blue. And then as you're looking around, just kind of wondering what's happening, over the mountainside to one side, you start to see what looks to be a moon, but it's coming from the wrong direction. And as you watch it closer, the moon looks like it has a pair of skeletal eyes and a nose in the middle of it, as it slowly rises up higher and higher. As you're starting to take this all in, you hear a rumbling and look in the other direction and see firing rocks coming down from the sky, and I want you all to roll a survival check as you're about to go running for cover.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I've been rolling bad all day, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna fail this.
Well, thankfully this is a group.
Told you.
Theobald and Geralf combined, they start running in a panic, but after a few moments they quickly notice a cave and immediately guide you guys down into the cave. As you get in there, you dodge in just as time as you just see the rocks shattering and exploding all over the place outside. It looks like this is going to go on for at least a couple of moments, but you're not sure how long. As you're standing in the cave, you hear grunting and growling from within.
I was going to point out you still have advantage turned on for Gareth.
Ah, that's true. I should turn that off. I don't think he's gonna need it for this, but you do hear.
Never mind.
You hear inhuman grunting and growling. You turn around to immediately be assailed by 6 small figures, not much more than waist height. They look to be human, but they are highly deformed. You can, by the way, zoom in and get a nice look at them.
Okay.
Where?
Oh, I need to.
Yeah, that's
bring
why
it
you.
Boom.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. I was about to say, when you said something shows up, I was like, oh no, it's another bear. They ate spider legs.
You look at these creatures, they look humanoidish, but they're far too warped and nasty looking to be normal humans of any kind. Immediately, the rumors of creatures called imps comes to mind. Small, squat humanoids that are nasty and vicious to pretty much any humanoid and animal, to be honest. Seeming to pick fights of anything that isn't one of their kin. As nasty as they are, you're also very well aware that these creatures, despite their bloodlust, are also very flimsy little creatures. And they seem ready to have a nibble at you, as both the explosions and the intruders have woken them up from their rest inside of the cave. Someone figured initiative.
Alright.
And this was the part that I had pre-planned. I wasn't sure if you were actually going to bump into the humans or not. I believe these guys, oh, they do have a little bit of dex to them, so they have a +2. No,
That makes sense. They're tiny. Well, one of them's going first.
Oh, wow.
Watch you be with one in the back that doesn't really got anywhere to maneuver.
Yeah, it's the back ones right now.
Fucking hell.
I like to think it's like the Three Stooges, and it tries to slap everyone to move out of the way.
Well, they're going before. Most of them are going before us because I saw the rolls for Garroth, and then
Yeah.
poor Helena.
Yeah.
Stuck in the back, but at least you're in the back. You're not going to get nibbled on this time. Or darted. Alright, the first one is the guy in the far back right here. He has nowhere to go, his buddies are in the way, and he can't just sit on top of them. So he starts nudging and pushing the one in front of him, which starts yelping back at him. Nothing really gets solved there. The same happens to the guy in the back middle. And the left back as well. The back line is like the fastest of the guys, but they weren't happenstancely in front, so they're all sitting in the back going, hey, 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 and the other guys in front are like, fuck off. As best as you can at least figure from their inhuman grunting and snarling at one another. Finally, the one in the center middle is allowed to attack, and he is going for the first guy in front of him, which is Garroth. Let's see here. +4 to hit, and that's not too bad. That's about the usual. Smack just hits nothing but armor as Garroth just easily blocks the body below his body, grunts, and goes to swing back. And I should also be stopping this music because we are switching things up a little bit again. Yeah. Garroth will smack it back. He's not even going to rage for this one. They seem to be, while vicious, they seem to be timid creatures. And I'm trying to remember, what did I put for their armor class? I did decrease it, but not that much, so he misses his first swing. Theobald goes for a swing on the one in front of him. Ooh, that hits. 10 damage? Yeah. He reaches out, smacks the creature, immediately just fells in one swing as he just shoves that sword deep into its torso, and the creature just screeches and bleeds out. With that done, Azina, your turn.
I wonder if you're gonna hate me. It's just too perfect. I'm gonna cast Shatter on this one, so it's gonna hit all of them.
Oh. Alright. Go ahead. Constitution saving throw of 12.
Any of them that fail are gonna take 16 damage. The ones that succeed will take 8.
Constitution, they have no plus to Constitution, so they have to roll at least a 12 or higher. Front.
Alright.
Let me see here. I'm looking at the wrong thing. So front, middle, first rolls of Constitution. 16, so he takes 8 damage.
Yeah.
He yelps as he looks like on his knees already, but he's not quite dead yet. They have to make a 12.
Yeah.
And that one yelps and dies.
One of these days when I DM, I'm gonna have to get like the Pool of Radiance death noise. The
The one in the back right yelps in a whole lot of pain, but doesn't quite keel over yet. The one in the middle back, however, where you base the blast, is just ripped to shreds. He doesn't even get a chance to screech. And the buddy next to him had no better chances. You wiped out like 3 of them in one shot.
Yep. And now our ears are all ringing from that being in this closed area and me doing that.
What?
I can't hear you! Milena, your turn.
Elena is going to do a first level magic missile on the 2 that are remaining. 2 on the top, 1 on the... No, 2 in the front, 1 in the back.
2 in the front, 1 in the back, alright.
First one goes to that front one. That's going to be... And the final one's going to go to, yeah.
Yep, you wipe them both out. As you finish wiping them out, we're not re-rolling right now, but you hear further noises from deeper within, but there's less numbers than even the ones you already currently faced, as I now have to roll for them. Uh, 14.
I guess,
so that would
I guess
actually make
it
first.
guess it would have been too easy if I just annihilated all of them right away.
These ones were pre-planned. I actually have them sitting back here in the shadows. I knew this would be a 2-round wave because I knew these guys were a little bit squishier than the previous. Figured I'd give you guys a little bit of fun game. To submit. Oh, wow. These guys are like landing crits for their round rolls, for crying out loud. Too bad they can't hit with her darn. Oh, he's just gonna stay down there. And finally, that's actually not too bad of a roll. There you go. Alright, so now I get to pull them out of the shadows, now that everything's sorted. From deeper within, and I have to pull back a little bit so I can move them.
Wait a minute, one of those icons doesn't look the same as the other ones.
You see 3 of them marching forward, and behind them is another one. He's slightly bigger, but still just barely above waist high to you. He's a little bit unusual, as Ozzy already pointed out. He has a brazier on his head, and he has patchwork armor about him. One would say he might be a king of the imps. And it's known that they have a particular leader for every little group of theirs, so this would seem to be the leader of the band.
The band's back together!
Band's back in town, band's back in town. Speaking of which, though, it is the middle guy's turn first, and he comes scampering up and starts to try and attack the barbarian again. And let me see here. Yeah, not even. The
Not
king
even
is
once!
I like the picture that we killed all the, besides the leader, we killed all the good members of the band, and all that's left is the cowbell, the bass player, and backup vocals.
And the ukulele.
Ooh, that one hits. I think. That's a +4. How much armor does he have? 20, 22, 23. Yeah, he rolled high. Yeah, he just barely rolled high enough. What does he do? +4 to hit, yeah. 1d6 +2. Oof. Okay. And Theobald gets be the first one hit as he takes 8 points of damage. This guy rolled amazingly high for himself. Then go figure. It's good to be the king.
All of a sudden, right after he hits Theobald, he suddenly pauses, reaches behind his back, and holds out a whopper.
Yar. And this one scampers up to Azina, and let's see if he can hit. Oh, he rolled a 17 natural. So I believe that hits you.
Yep, that's my armor class.
+2, you take 6 damage.
You know, this would have been a lot more annoying before I had tough.
Geralf grunts. He looks about ready to hit the one that smacked him or tried to, and then he looks over at the king and just goes, "Nah, that one's mine. I want his fancy hat." Which is supposed to be burning stuff, but I'll take it anyways. And reaches over to go help Theobald, whether he wants it or not. Smack. And, oh god, he missed. Tries to lay a blow on the Imp King and barely misses as it blocks with one of its makeshift wooden plank pieces of armor. Like it was degraded 2x4 and it crunched it a little bit, but still held just enough. Theobald, slightly annoyed at this display as well, decides that this thing needs to be felled. For the greater good. And actually, does he do it? This one's actually got some armor class. No. No, he fucked up again. This guy's evasive as hell. Azina, your turn.
I'm just gonna swing my greatsword at the one directly in front of me.
Yeah, smack him. And you smack him for exactly the hit points. So you reach out, swing with your greatsword, and you just cleave him from the shoulder to about the center of his chest. The creature yelps, screeches, and then just slumps over and dies. And you just made an opening for the last guy to come skittering over. It's highly unlikely he'll hit you. Yep, that's a miss. Belina.
Alright. Another first level magic missile.
Alright.
So fill in that slot, and first one's gonna go left, then middle, then right.
Okay, one each. Alright.
Alright. 2. Okay.
Just 4s across the board. Alright.
You literally roll the same thing every time. Wow.
Yep, you all send them all yelping and howling, but none of them can thankfully reach you at this point because they're blockaded by your teammates. Starting back at the top, the middle one gets a swing at Garoth. Annoyed that he was being ignored. Oh shit, and he rolls a 20, natural.
Oh.
Which one did?
The middle
Damn.
one.
The one attacking Garoth.
Yeah. So if we just multiply it by 2?
I think you rolled the dice twice.
Or to roll the dice twice, okay.
Yeah, there it is.
Didn't matter, he rolled the same thing twice, so Garoth takes 6 damage. Little pest. And the king goes swinging for Theobald, chuckling as he's been avoiding all the attacks, and still doesn't hit Theobald. Garoth's turn.
He's probably annoyed by the one that hit him now.
Indeed. It's time to cleave something in half, and in fact, he does just enough damage to do so. As
Oh,
it's
yeah,
chuckling after
exactly.
gaining a stab, and he just comes down with the axe, and you just see him split the head in half. Just kind of sits there for a moment, spurting in the girls, and falls backwards. Theobald gets a chance to attack again on the Imp King that keeps pestering him. Oh, that was not the right thing to roll on, first and foremost. Hey, 7 damage. Oh, he finally gets a swing in and hits the Imp King. Gets a good, nice stab in, but the creature is still just barely holding up. He doesn't sound very happy, but he has not been able to dodge that blow for this round. And Azina, your turn.
Yep, let's go with this. Another sword swing.
Holy cow. And you just swipe the head off the creature like it was nothing. Velena.
I guess one more magic missile, all 3 on the big guy.
Well, in that case, I might as well just tell you that he's only got 1 hit point, so you just fire 3 bolts at him and you just watch him fry up as smoke just kind of comes spewing from his mouth and he tumbles over dead roasted. Alright. So with that done, you slay the creatures. You can tell by the fact of the way they live and everything that there's nothing on them. There's nothing worth really getting back in their little cave. Imps are just notorious for being nasty looking vicious creatures that'll just club people for just being there. As you finally finish the combat, you turn around just in time to see the clouds part and the falling rocks stop. It's an unusual sight to behold for sure, and it does not happen. At least there's been very faint rumors from certain places of such things happening. Didn't know it was quite the season for them.
Yeah, I look at Garroth and Theobald and I go, that wasn't normal, right?
Actually, I am going to do a religious on Theobald. Because this is something he might understand. Nope.
Can I roll a religion as well?
Sure. Okay. Theobald's sitting there puzzling for a few minutes. Elena, you look back out there and it suddenly just clicks to you. Oh, it's Night of the Lost Souls. It's, for whatever reason, there's this random event that occasionally happens, in particular near the fall season in some areas, where at random points, and especially near evening, the sky will just turn a deep blue and rocks will fall, and a certain number of them are known to stick around and are supposedly filled with treasures.
Zeno's eyes just went wide at hearing that.
And Elena grasps her hands. It's like, did you know there's treasure in these rocks? We need to find this treasure. It could be worth something.
I assume Xena's already just not even listening and just marching out of the cave.
Well, I'm actually just thinking about something. Does Azina know what star metal is?
I think most people know what star metal is. It's not guaranteed to be star metal, though. It's just supposedly there's treasures in these stones, but you're not sure what kind yet.
So, I go. No one objects to searching where those things landed, do they?
Girl's
No complaints from me.
Girl's just kind of like, I'm not against getting extra stuff if it's gonna be worthwhile. Theobald kind of looks at too and is just like, I think I've heard this before. Yeah, it's supposed to be good stuff too. Not like amazing, but it's supposed to be relatively good stuff, from what I recall. I've never really heard exactly what's supposed to fall out of them. So, all of you poke your heads out, and I want perception checks. By the way, I will note that this is an event that actually legitimately happens in Conan Exiles.
I got a 19.
I got a rock.
You say you got a rock?
I got a
Okay,
rock.
Charlie Brown.
Okay, Pigpen. Pretty sure it was Pigpen that got the rock. It was a big rock. Azina, your lust for treasures immediately leads you to see that there's numerous rocks that fell. Only a handful of them seem to have survived the crash, though more of them were a little bit too small. Mostly just there for adding more explosions, but you see at least a good 5 or 6 of them that have survived the crash landing. And one of them is not more than a couple yards away.
Obviously, Azina's probably is basically making a mad dash for the closest one.
All right. The rest of you try to keep up with her. You get to this rock and you see that it's about 2 to 3 feet wide around, cracked, but survived the landing anyways. So what do you want to do? Just a big cracked reddish blue stone on the ground.
So, I guess I could try to use my sword to break it open with
Just
where
use
the
your sword
crack
to poke at it. All right. Yeah, give me a strength roll. Oh yeah,
That was
not even
not
an issue. You stick your sword into it, You lever it to one side just barely, and it immediately pops open. The thing almost looks like it explodes, but it doesn't actually explode per se. But as you lever it open, all of a sudden you just see a whole bunch of jerky just almost bounce out of the thing into the air and land back on the ground again. You just
Jerky?
you just have a ton of jerky all of a sudden. Just a ton of food supplies, just out of the clear blue. And it's preserved goods too, so it's going to stick a while.
By the way, you know we're still in the cave, right?
Yeah, I know you're still in the cave map. I don't really have a map for this. This is
Okay.
basically what you guys are finding.
I go, not what I was expecting, but I'm not going to complain.
The cleric also raises his eyebrow and goes, "That is peculiar, but I'm not one to argue."
Can I try to see if there's another rock and see what the next closest one is?
You like another say 5 or 10 yards away, you see one of the other 5 rocks left in the area.
I'm gonna try to smash it open with my quarterstaff.
All right, you take a smack at it and let me have a strength check.
Oh, strength.
Mm-hmm.
All right, strength check.
All right. Yep, you take a nice swift crack at it, and it slowly opens almost like on its own, like you just needed a little extra tap to make it break open. The stone bursts open, and what you find within are trying to think on this one. You find at least 200 gold's worth of iron ingots, like enough to make a decent amount of equipment.
I thought you were about to say you found mountains of bacon.
Nope. Just a shitload of iron ingots, and you're just like, what the hell? It's a little bit eyebrow-raising seeing all the random stuff that drops out, but it is at least useful stuff, if nothing else.
I'm marking all this shit down too. Like I realize we probably have probably have like a bunch of bags that we're just dragging around because we've gathered so much shit together.
True. Most of your bags are probably filled to the gills, just trying to keep all the gold you got from that last dungeon. So you add ingots, and someone else's bag is getting stuffed now.
All right, so there's 3 left.
I believe I gave you guys 6, so you cracked up in 2, so there's 4 more left in the area that you can see smoke coming out of.
I mean, I guess I'm walking towards the other one. I look at Gareth and Theobald. I go, either you want to do the honor?
Giraffe shrugs and comes over and gives it, pulls out his maul instead of his axe and gives it a good hard tap. And strength check. Oh yeah, easy. Tap. Boom. Like another 500 gold just shoots in the air, just all of it already pre-made coins. It's just like, what the fuck? Starts grabbing as it sprays up.
Just 500, so that's all right. I'll just add that to the tally for the gold we already got piled up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it takes care of a few minutes, but he's gonna help make sure all the coins get out of the sand.
Guess Theobald should do the next one.
Sure. Theobald will go walk over to the next closest one and pop that open as well. It leaves 2 more after this. The strength check is not very high, and actually Theobald manages to fuck it up. He grunts and gives it another try. There you go. Pops it open. And try to think. I'm gonna say out of this one, he finds. Oh gosh, I'm trying to think now. I'm trying to think of all the weird stuff they find in stuff, and I'm trying to think of how it would fit back into the game normally. Actually, you know what? It's his lucky day, and I'm gonna roll a random number. Let's say no more than this many. Okay, he finds 3 health potions that suddenly just pop out of this thing.
Ooh.
taking back for a moment, was like, I don't mind that. Just gathers them up quickly. Actually, no, let's go with a nice even 4. He gets 4 more health potions, so I'm going to add that to his list.
You know, as we're walking to the next one, I go, you know, if there is an afterlife, I bet those brigands are really wishing they didn't try to mug us, because they could have been here trying to get this stuff otherwise.
Their own fault.
I guess I'll get the next one.
Potion of healing. Just a moment. I need to add how many potions of healing he's got on them. He's got to upgrade this from 1 to 5 now. Yep, upgrade to 5. Also, you guys are having a plethora of potions. All right. So that was 4 of them so far. Yeah. So this will be number 5.
All right, so another strength check.
Yep. Oh wow. Yeah. You just ping and it explodes open. Trying to think. Okay, this one's gonna be a little bit different. This one's gonna spark your interest though. All of a sudden, a couple of huge gems just spray out of this one, just like the gold coin one earlier. But these are much bigger, and you literally grab one, and it's like the size of a tennis ball, as it flings up in your face almost.
Well, I guess I add that to the pile with the jewelry that we got to sell off.
I'd say just add like 8 large jewels, and we'll figure them out later.
Yeah. Of course, the thing is, you never actually specified the amount of jewelry we found, so I just have that marked as jewelry.
Yeah, I have a good estimate of how much you found in the jewelry, but I haven't put it to the paper yet. How much you got? We'll be waiting for that, because I assume the next episode's probably going to be you guys hitting the mark and going, okay, how much of this shit can we sell for cash?
How many rocks are left? Just one more, or
just one more left?
I'm gonna try to open it up.
When you said this one was going to interest you, I thought you were going to tell me a boat came out of the rock.
Also, yes, it bursts open. All of a sudden, you just see a giant boat loom out of the sand and smack you. You're now stuck under a boat and need help from the barbarian.
Okay, can I try again?
Yeah, you hit it and it just doesn't quite hit it. You skid off to one side, so you give it another quick try. Before anyone else can get over to you.
Oh.
Yikes. Insult to injury. Insult to injury. Geralf comes over. Oh, he tries punching it and doesn't work. He grunts and punches it again. There. He finally hit the mark they needed. After the second punch, he finally hits it right on the crack and bursts open yet again.
We find candy in a piano.
This time you find 4 water skins full of honeymead.
Huh.
We're not going to sell those.
And then next morning we wake up and we see Osnina just sitting in a chair with honeymead all over her mouth. And Elena looks over to Geralf and goes, I think she has a problem.
Just passed out with the empty honeymead skin in her hand and a piece
Actually,
of jerky.
I'm more or less seeing the drunken pirate dance. I feel good. Where's the mead? Right there, my honey, my water skin. Yes. The happy drunken pirate dance.
Oh, well, that was interesting.
As I said, this is actually based on an actual event in Conan Exiles. I'm trying to remember what it was called again.
Because it involves death, it does make sense that Veleno is the one to actually remember what it was? It was called you said it was the Day of the Dead or something, right?
I'm trying to remember
Well,
what the exact name was again. I'm looking it up.
something Lost Souls.
Night of Lost Souls
There we go.
is, yes, a very strange event. It only happens usually in the fall seasons, and it'll sporadically drop rocks that could end up with gifts, and you happen to find 6 of them. Some people find about that much, some people maybe find a little bit more, but always it's never like a crazy treasure, but it's usually at least useful treasures found within. I will say that in Conan Exiles, it does drop a special potion for another side event, but it's like, that's not gonna apply here, so... That, and I don't think you have any need for repair kits. Weapons and armor in Conan Exiles do have durability.
Right, because it's a survival game.
Mm-hmm. So neither of those kind of items would have affected you guys. And originally, they also dropped a shit ton of like pre-made. I want to say it was, oh, what was it called again? The special stone again.
Star Metal.
Star Metal. Originally, they dropped a bunch of Star Metal picks, but people got them so frequently that the devs were like, okay, this is a bit broken. No one has to make pickaxes for like another 2 months now. We're taking them back.
All right.
Too late,
so
I have a cabinet full of them.
I'm assuming that's where we're going to stop for tonight because it's literally like
Yeah, it's
dab
literally
stop
just on time. So that's where we're going to end tonight. Let me count really quick how much experience you guys got. So 6, 7, 8 times 25. So that would be 200 experience plus another 50. That'd be 250. And let's see here. The other 4 guys would have been another 200, I think. So that's 450 experience for today.
All right. That's so.
Because I did tweak down those guys, and it's like, yeah, it did need to be a little bit tweaked down.
All right, I'm like about 220 away from leveling up again. Because those fucking night gaunts gave us so much goddamn experience.
Well, they're tough as nails. I didn't expect them to be that tough, but I guess that explains why they had so much XP. 6,300. An additional 50 on top, so that's 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, yeah. The Barbarian and the Cleric are also very close to leveling. Alright, that's going to be it for tonight. Hope you all enjoyed. Have a good night, and we will see you all possibly next week for some more D&D Conan. Otherwise, we'll come up with something if we need to fill in time. But that's all for now. Thanks again, and we'll see you all later.